following content is brought to you by Social Inform Media.
This story comes to us from MSN.com, and it's a story that MSN is bringing to us from the LA Times. Now, you know how I'm always mentioning this guy, Stephon Clark, or Stephon Clark, I think it's Stephen, who was shot in Sacramento because he was holding a cell phone. I'm always mentioning him because that's a huge case. He's up there with like Breonna Taylor and Andre White and George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery. He's up there. Well, there's an update to that story this week. And taxpayers, you're gonna make it rain. The city of Sacramento will pay $1.7 million to the parents of Stephon Clark, who was shot to death by police while holding a cell phone in 2018, to settle the final portion of a lawsuit filed by Clark's family.
Over here. Hey! Show me your hands! Stop! Stop! 5-7 south. Show me your hands! Gun! Show me your hands! Gun! 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 5-7 shots fired, subject down. Show me your hands! I see your hands!
Clark, who was only 22 years old, was killed March 18th of 2018 when Sacramento police fired 20 shots, striking him at least 7 times. Officers had chased Clark to the backyard of his grandmother's home after receiving reports of vandalism and said that he advanced on them while holding a firearm. Investigations by local and state and federal agencies found the shooting was within Sacramento Police Department policies and state law. Of course they did. Well, he's holding an object. We can't get into the officer's head. We just went over this with the LAPD, where they shoot at these people holding something other than a gun and then pursue weapons charges. Well, it could have been a firearm, so we're going to go ahead and pursue the charges. It was a freaking cell phone. Now, in 2019, the city settled part of the lawsuit brought by Clark's family by providing $2.4 million to his 2 children, leaving his parents as the sole remaining plaintiffs, according to a later court ruling. So you guys already made it rain in 2019 when they paid $2.4 million. Now the parents are getting their just dues with $1.7 million. Now the decision to resolve the case through a negotiated agreement comes after careful consideration of all options, City Attorney Susanna Alcala Wood said in a news release. We believe this is the best path forward for all involved parties, including our community. Well, the community is paying. So, Sacramento Mayor Darrell Steinberg called Clark's death a tragedy and brought pain and sorrow to his family and to our entire city. Everyone wishes this heartbreaking event had not occurred. A family lost a son, a grandson, a brother, and a father, Steinberg said in a statement. Again, that's the mayor. The shooting garnered national attention. Yes, it did. I actually did an editorial on this story back then. And sparked massive demonstrations in Sacramento. The protests helped spur the passage of Senate Bill 1421, a police transparency law that requires the release of personnel records in law enforcement shootings, and Assembly Bill 392, which raised standards for when officers can use deadly force. It didn't help. It didn't help. The Sacramento Police Department also made changes in the wake of the shooting, including updating its body camera and foot pursuit policies, as well as development of a comprehensive use of force policy. Now, do you really think that updating body camera and foot pursuit policies is going to help? There's policies that they have to have their body camera on with their, but for some reason, well, the camera malfunctioned, it just didn't go on. You know? So, I don't know. I don't think anything's going to change. Other than, well, that's not going to change either. You guys are still going to pay. I was going to say, other than maybe taxpayers won't have to pay as much. Yeah. So as you see, in 2018, Stephon Clark is unjustly, in my opinion, my humble opinion, I don't care if they found it in policy or not. In my opinion, he was unjustly shot by the police in 2018. In 2022, we're still seeing the effects of it with this lawsuit. And I'm not opposed to the lawsuit. I'm just saying, one incident in 2018, 4 years later, he's still being talked about in the news. These things never go away, guys. And for the families of these victims, they have to live with it their entire lives.